Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
I've been thinking a lot lately about aging, specifically how we tend to perceive our own age as we get older. How many times have you heard someone say he or she doesn't worry about aging because age is, quote, just a number? Usually the person saying that is a senior citizen. Does he or she genuinely believe that age is just a number? Or is it a defense mechanism, a denial of the inevitability of the downside of being old? It's an interesting question and one that depends as much on attitude as it does on the painful realities of arthritis or a heart condition. You don't get to have a life of largely positive memories until you've lived most of it. Think about the milestone birthdays in our lives. When we're a child of 9, all we want to be is 10. When we are 12, all we want to do is turn 13 because there's something magical about becoming a teenager. A couple of years later, when we are 15, all we want to do is turn 16 because now we are allowed to get a driver's license. Then when we are 17, we can't wait to be 18 because it signals the arrival of young adulthood. Back in my day, it also meant the government could summon me to fight in a war. Next comes the most significant milestone birthday of our young lives, our 21st. At last we become a full-fledged adult, legally entitled to make our own decisions. Of course, it also means we are responsible for our own mistakes. It's part of the deal. Maybe that's why once we turn 21, our true birthday milestones begin to occur less frequently. 25 certainly matters, but only because in the back of our mind a new thought pops up. I'm not a kid anymore. After all, 25 is a quarter of a century. That feeling is amplified with each milestone year that follows. Saying goodbye to one's 20s and turning 30 is a bit daunting. Real-world responsibilities, professionally and personally, can no longer be ignored. Parenthood, especially, will do that. When we are 39, our own mortality finally begins to come into focus. Turning 40 sounds so ominous. It might be the first age at which we wish the whole process would slow down. The late comedian Jack Benny made a running joke out of his refusal to move past age 39, even though he lived until he was 80. My 50th birthday was a tough one for me. Half a century. It's tough to feel young anymore when your body is aching in new places and you come to grips with the likely reality that you are now well into the second half of your life. And so it goes with turning 60. For most of us, retirement from our working life looms with all sorts of possibilities and uncertainties. At 70, a bucket list is now much more than a vague notion. The time and physical ability to do the things that remain undone is a window that is closing. We worry constantly about falling. So when do we really become old? The poet Dante said it was at 45. A poll in England a while back said 59. All I know is that my age will soon begin with an 8, just like Jack Benny. So there's no more room for plausible deniability. I will celebrate it, but carefully.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at wgte.org/life.